What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Punching Up. I'm Maya May, and I don't have to flee to the middle of nowhere and herd goats because that's kind of how I was feeling. My optimism tank was running real low, and now I am fired up, even though I haven't slept much because I was all night long hope scrolling, liking every single post that I saw. Mamdani, blue sweep like a wave, just a cry, except for Texas. Texas, I don't know what happened in Texas. We're not going to talk about Texas tonight, but we are going to talk comedy. We're going to talk about Chicago. We're going to talk about all of the wonderful wins. And I thought a good person to do that with is my good friend. She is fresh off of hosting the Chicago Emmys. Her special Shriller is streaming on Apple TV right now. So yeah, tonight on Punching Up, we have my hometown comedy queen, Kristen Toomey.
Hello.
You are a radiant light. It seems like you also might be happy.
I am happy, and I'm so happy to see you, by the way. I miss you. We miss
I
you here in Chicago.
I was gonna say you make me miss Chicago because watching all of the work that you're doing, being hilarious, hosting the Emmys, helping boost other Chicago comedians is it's pretty amazing. And the dress, I forgot to ask to pull a clip of the dress, but the dress you had on was absolutely fab.
Thank you. It's actually something I would have never worn, but my best friend Lisa picked it out off the mannequin. She was like, try it on. And once I tried it on, I was like, okay, it's for the Emmys.
It's for the Emmys.
Yeah.
So what's it like? Because I want to talk about a ton of stuff with you tonight, but a lot of times when things are dark and we're trying to do celebratory things, and like a lot of people come out of the woodwork, like now's not the time. You should be like. So what was it like? Prepping yourself amidst all of the craziness that's happening, particularly in Chicago. What was it like prepping yourself for the Emmys?
Yeah, well, we started working on the Emmys in January, so it's been quite an ordeal.
Oh, damn.
So pretty much this whole time, which since January, it's been insane in Chicago, especially. It just keeps getting, everywhere, but more and more intense. And so it was, trying to balance the excitement of the night, but also I did mention some things in my monologue about the ICE situation here in Chicago. I made a joke about it. And what's interesting is, on stage, I've been kind of trying to make jokes about it just because it's happening. You want to address the elephant in the room type of situation. And I've noticed over the past month or so, people have not really been laughing like they were when I first said it, mostly because I think at this point, everybody in Chicago has someone that's very close with them that's been affected by this. And it's no longer something that's, I mean, it's hitting close to home for everybody. And it's really hard to make light of that right now. And I'm not making light of it in a way that's dismissive, but just more like bringing attention to. And even the things that were working maybe 3 weeks ago aren't working now, So people are upset, people are scared, and people are angry, a lot of anger, rightfully so. And so it is hard to balance the wins with the climate right now. I think by this time, girl, in my 40s, we all have cognitive dissonance. Like we can all
Yes, we do.
we've all been broken to the point where we can just,
Compartmentalize, right?
and
Yeah,
so
no,
it's a survival skill that we've all had to acquire. And so I think that comes into play, and you take the good when you can, and try
yeah,
not to be swallowed by the negative.
no, and that's, I mean, that's been the battle for a lot of people, I think, who are public facing because we have to stay optimistic. We have to continue to make sense of what's happening, and so it can be very draining, very stressful, and watching you work with the different Chicago comics, and I want to run that clip so people can see a little bit of the cold open for the Emmys, because I think it highlights what we're fighting for. So I want to go ahead and run that.
Guys, guess what? Good news. I'm hosting the Chicago Emmys this year. But here's the thing, I've never hosted anything like this before. I've never done a corporate. I need advice. I don't know what to say.
Toomey, hosting a corporate gig? What you should do is protest.
Have you thought about what you're gonna wear? That's the important part.
That's not the important part, Jim. The important thing is that Ed Sullivan created the Chicago Emmys due to the mid-expansion of television in the mid-20th century. You should mention that.
How do you know that?
You should wear silk.
You should ride in on an elephant. I know a guy.
The elephant could be wearing silk.
Why don't you do that one joke about how you're gonna die sad and lonely? I love that bit.
I don't have a joke like that.
You should boycott into the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in that war in Ukraine.
I don't think they're in charge of that.
You should wear pearls.
Pearls are the only gemstones created by living organisms.
Here's what you should do. Give me the Booker's email immediately.
I knew you were going to ask for that.
You should set yourself on fire.
You should bring a bottle of Malort and just rip shots.
Got one of Lori Lightfoot's old outfits.
A bra, that's on fire.
Lady Gaga meat suit.
The suit and everything and the tie.
Threaten to fight Steve Harvey.
You should really consider that elephant thing.
You should have your nipples out.
Get a face tattoo.
You guys, this is terrible advice. I can't use any of this. I gotta go.
I love that so much. And you wrote this.
Yes, me and Jim Flanagan and Maggie DiPaolo wrote that. And Stephen Hawes, another Chicago comedian, directed. And it was so fun. You know, I've always wanted to work with Chicago comedians filming something. So it was a great day. It's something that I want to do more of. And yeah, I mean, that even the words in that, it just explains like all the things that are going on in the world. Like it's hard to make, you know, we want to kind of mention everything that's going on. And
well, and I never took it for granted, but watching that clip, I realized the Chicago community, comedy community, is particularly diverse.
yes.
And so much is represented in that. And I'm curious because now, of course, Republicans are all diversity is a weakness. What are your thoughts on that? Because I feel like you have.
Well, I strongly disagree with that. I think that diversity is our biggest strength of this country. It's the backbone of this country. It's what makes this country so unique and so special. And I think, you know, especially working in nursing homes with the elderly. I mean, if you get rid of all the immigrants and the minorities, no one who's going to wipe your mom's ass. I mean, the people that are doing the most precious jobs, taking care of our elderly, they're all immigrants, minorities for the most part. I mean, really. And just the lack of respect for the work that the people have done to build this country. And what does the country look like if you remove that? I mean, it really doesn't look like anything like America. I don't know what it looks like, but it doesn't look like the America I know and love. So it's a strange time. I think, you know, sometimes you don't know what you have till it's gone, right? And even the threat of something taking something away can make you appreciate things more. And hopefully that's what this time will do to the people that don't normally think about it. Maybe they will start to think, well, wait a minute, you know, what does this country look like without these people? And I don't think it's going to be a good thing at all.
Well, no. And I think, you know, when we talk about Chicago, a lot of people aren't familiar with the surrounding suburbs of Chicago. So when they hear Wilmette or Winnetka, or like these are suburbs where people were not used to seeing ICE agents or any kind of law enforcement patrolling their streets and throwing tear gas. And so what really struck me, I don't have the video because, to be honest, it's traumatizing for me every time I watch it, but I did want to talk about it with you, is the night manager from the Laugh Factory in Lakeview.
Yes,
like high-end Lakeview. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so Nate, who's a friend of mine, and he is the night manager at Laugh Factory, and he was coming to open the club and was thrown to the ground by 3 or 4 ICE agents with weapons. They kicked a woman in the head. You know, Nate's about 5'7". He didn't have any weapons on him. And the police were there. They didn't do anything to stop it. It was very violent, and they detained him. And we don't know the backstory, but we do know that now he's being charged, and that could result in 8 years of prison. And so people started a GoFundMe for his legal fees, and he was raising about $10,000, and then the GoFundMe was canceled, just disappeared.
Out of the blue, just like that.
So I think if you put something about that in the description, they'll take it down.
Which is wild, because you would think that at this point, people coming together, I'm just thinking of the things that get put on GoFundMe that they've been managed to raise funds for. And this is something that's trying to fight against fascism. So,
well, they really need to regulate these ICE agents, because they are racking up so many lawsuits that we, the taxpayer, are going to have to pay. And until they make it where individual ICE agents are held individually accountable for their assaults, because that might slow them down and make them, you know, not jump the gun on, quite literally, on taking people in. And there should be consequences. Police officers have consequences. You know, these people are out with less training, no requirements for showing their face, identifying themselves. Literally anybody can pull up right now in Chicago, I mean, God forbid, with a mask on and throw you in a van, and people are afraid to intervene because they can get in trouble. And it's just, it's absolutely ridiculous that we are expected to just accept this with no pushback. And then if we do push back, we're in trouble for, you know, assaulting a federal officer. It's like, well, where's the proof that that's who this is?
Facts. Absolute.
I mean, seriously.
Complete and total facts. Yeah.
You know, if someone is attacking you, you have a right to defend yourself if you don't know who they are or who they're claiming to be. And it's just a really scary and unfortunate time, because I think we're going to look back on this time and realize the ask of us was so ridiculous. So
right.
Just accept it.
And I'm so glad. I know a lot of people weren't crazy about Mayor Johnson when he was first elected.
Dude, he is, I don't know, can I swear on this? I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, he is kicking fucking ass. I love this guy. He is absolutely the guy we need right now. I think, you know, we didn't know very much about him when he got in, but he has risen to the occasion. Pritzker is kicking ass. I'm so proud to be in this city. I'm so proud of our government right now. And, you know, it takes a lot for me to like a billionaire, but Pritzker has managed to do that.
Well, and a lot of people don't know, Pritzker's, the family name is on everything in Chicago. It's like the University of Chicago, like Pritzker School of Law, and Northwestern Pritzker School of Medicine. So it's like a ubiquitous name in Chicago, but he is standing up for the people. And what I love, Mayor Johnson, like, he's crushing it and standing up against the Trump admin, but he's also crushing it, I think, in being funny. I want to roll this clip really quick of him and see your
Officer from
take.
McDonald's called your proposal unprecedented and punitive. Businesses like ours are demonized by local leaders. How do you react to that?
I've never met anybody who's demonized McDonald's. I mean, in fact, even though I'm committed to staying healthy, I'm still loving it.
I mean, let me be on the record. I hate McDonald's, but I won't serve it. or buy it, service my kids.
Wait, their politics or their fries? I love McDonald's fries. I'm not gonna lie.
Just their food. I just feel like it's part of the problem. But anyways, that being said, he nailed the timing of that delivery, nailed it. And yeah, I just think he's really unapologetic, and he has my respect right now. I'm really proud of him. Yeah, definitely.
And now we've got Zohran Mamdani about to lead up another comedy city, New York.
What an absolute beautiful story. His race. I mean, I think he started at 1% was his chance when he started. And the movement that he built, and that people just lifted him up to this level, incredible. And I'm really excited to see what he does. I heard his speech was fantastic. Of course, you watched it, I'm sure.
I did, and I watched all last night. It was like so many speeches. I was like speeches upon speeches. And you're right, from 1% to crushing it. And what I think is, it reminds me of the path of a stand-up comedian, because I heard someone say he was as enthusiastic in speaking to one person or a crowd of two in the beginning as he was winning the race. And
beautiful. You know what, girl? I had to do a show. I was headlining a club once, and no one came but one lady. And I just sat in the lobby and did 45 minutes to this lady over a table. So I can relate to that. You're right. That's a good parallel. And I think that he does seem to have his finger on the pulse of what we really need. I mean, when I go to New York, the price of everything is ridiculous. I think I spent $1,200 in 5 days just as a single person there. And my living situation was free. It's like, it's out of control and it's unlivable. I mean, really, for the average person. So I'm glad to see someone in charge that gets that acknowledges that, and that has an actionable plan to correct that and help people.
Yeah. And even, the fact that he was so enthusiastic despite the odds, which again is something required in comedy, it's because you love it, right? Like, you love comedy, so you don't care if you're performing to 1 or 1,000. And so it seems he actually genuinely loves the city and is not going to destroy it and turn it into, I can't even repeat the millions of things that Republicans have said in their crash out on this election. One of the cool things he's done, his transition team is an all-woman transition team.
Love it. I mean, I love to see all these women coming, Virginia, New Jersey, all these women, because I really think women have an emotional IQ that is needed for the most part. And this is a generalization, but we just need a little bit more TLC. We need a little bit more empathy, and women naturally tend to have that more, not everyone obviously, but I think we're really lacking that in leadership at the moment. It feels very cruel. It feels very bottom line, and not our bottom line either. I mean, I don't know whose bottom line it's going for, but it's not ours.
No.
And it just seems very cold. I think we need a little maternal energy, a little estrogen in the mix. And so that's a wise decision off the bat for me,
Yeah. No, I was like, yes, green flag, ready to move to New York City. I feel like prices might go up because so many people want to move there. Like, that's
more buses. We're gonna need more free buses.
Yeah, that, or we can all be roommates. I don't know. I'm like, it's making it. It seems like I don't want to miss out on all the fun, and it does seem like it's about to be a lot of fun. But you know who doesn't? And I want to run through the crash outs. Who doesn't think it's fun is 50 Cent posted this. RIP NYC.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I think, you know what? I think he's in a higher tax bracket now, obviously. So, I mean, I guess that tracks. If you're a billionaire or working on becoming one shortly, then yeah, he's not the guy for you.
Like,
Um,
so completely out of touch. And
yeah.
then Tommy Laren, she's like, after y'all finish totally screwing up your blue cities and states, you'll decide to flee to our great red cities and states with your Kristen. Do you think people are going to flee to to the countryside, to the red? Are people fleeing to Alabama from New York?
What is a great red city?
I don't know what she means
Which
by
one
that.
is that? Memphis?
If anybody in the chat could let us know what a great red city is, that would be so very helpful
Yeah,
because
that would help. Because
yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know of a red city. I know a lot of the cities are blue dots in a red state, but I don't know a red city.
Yeah, I
Moscow?
think that might be the one. They're probably all going to go to Moscow. I think that might be it. This one cracked me up. George Santos.
Oh gosh. Didn't he
And
just get out of prison? Shouldn't he be in a better mood?
you would think.
You would think he would be a little grateful to be in the wide open air.
Yeah, imagine using your freedom to crash out about Curtis sleep like
I hate,
and
I mean, he's filled with hate and bitterness, and he just got pardoned unbelievably. Yeah, I mean, you know, the trash will take itself out, I guess.
get this man a gratitude journal.
Yes, he needs some gratitude in his life. He needs to be really, yeah, what would you rather be doing? Watching this or sitting in a cell?
Yeah, well, he did say at the end of one clip that he is going to leave New York City. So it seems like everybody who's fleeing to the great red cities
Yeah, which
are
I still don't know where that is.
yeah, I famously
Birmingham?
tried to yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna do some research after this because I'm sure the cost of living is probably lower in the great red cities. So there
Yes.
is that.
And the
Um,
bagels are way worse.
yeah, then the bagels are way worse. Mike Johnson is. I saw a clip of him. Oh, let's just roll it. So I want to talk about it.
Shut down the government out of fear. They have never been more afraid at any point than they are right now.
You know, what's so funny is every time they speak, they're talking about themselves. You know, it's just it never fails. They've got like it's almost like they're talking into a mirror. Obviously, he's terrified because this is an indication of what's going to happen next year.
Mm-hmm.
They know it, and they're cooked, and they will impeach Trump because he's done so many impeachable things. He's broken so many laws by this point that of course, that's what's going to happen as soon as they have the numbers to do it, period. And so he's not wrong. That's probably the first time I've heard him tell the truth.
Well, what's funny is the Chiron at the bottom of the screen said Dems are gaslighting America, and obviously we know that's not the case. And so to me, I'm starting to wonder, are they now thinking, oh shit, we're actually going to have to face accountability. Like we actually might have to go in front of the Hague. We might actually have to go to prison because I can't imagine that that's not going through their minds.
Oh, it's absolutely. And I think they thought they would have this all rigged up before they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to have time because they've pissed people off. They've shut the government down for too long. People have lost their benefits, the ICE raids, all of the things that have pushed people over the edge. I don't think they thought it would be this extreme, the reaction, and they've run out of time. They don't have time to get their whole plan in place where they will be able to block that. And he will be impeached because he's done a number of impeachable things. And he was impeached before. Like, remember that whole?
I do. The fact that he's back, it's almost too much to bear. But
Girl, I was out at grab him by the pussy. I was out back then. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
But I think, I hate that people have to hit rock bottom, but I feel like that's what happened over the last 8 months with helicopters circling over residential neighborhoods, is that America
and children,
and SNAP benefits being cut, and obviously seeing the absolute chaos and unwillingness of Republicans to even try to lower the cost of healthcare. It feels like, oh yes, this is rock bottom, and in a way, like, I don't want to be over enthusiastic, but I'm like, oh, if we made it this far and managed to secure these wins, we now have enough momentum to take us through. No matter what, I mean, obviously the reality, last night as we're all celebrating, the reality is ICE is still, prowling the streets and snatching people up. And so I knew I was going to have to face that very realness of all of that. But I now see a light at the end of the tunnel that I think before was dimming quite a bit.
Their days are numbered. And it's just unfortunate, the people that are struggling today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, there's things like donating to the food pantry and things we can try and do today, and to just get us through this next year, really.
Quick lightning round.
Okay.
Would you, because I think comedians make for great communicators, which means they make for great leaders.
Oh gosh.
Would you ever run for office?
No.
I think you'd be good at it. If a comedian were to run, who do you think would crush as president, and why?
I think I'm taking too long. Jeez, I think a comedian should not be president. Just flat out. I can't think of one that is not crazy. Or,
we know too much.
We know too much. I peeked behind the curtain. I think a vice president, maybe. Okay, but
or a chief of staff, even. Like, I could see having a comedian to bounce ideas off of, because
or a press secretary. I think we should do that.
That's fun. I like that, actually.
I think that's better.
All right, we should start like a dream team of potential press press secretaries.
I think I would do that if I had to do something in government.
Post-comedy career. I could see you as a press secretary. Maybe you could be start off in Chicago as a press secretary, wake your way up.
Mamdani's when he's president.
He can't. That's it's funny because he can't be president. The fact that he is actually going to focus on.
Wait, why can't he be president?
Because he's not a natural born.
Right.
Yeah. So he can't be. I know it's everybody's dream, really. But I think he's going to inspire a lot of people to realize that the way to bring America together is to focus on affordability. Everybody wants affordable housing. Like, we can all get behind that. Everybody wants affordable healthcare. We can all get behind that. And so I think that the momentum for those ideas are there. And it drives me nuts when people call it like, communism, socialism. Like, you know what I want? I want to be able to afford shit. Like, without
and we're the richest country. And you know what? Don't tell me we can't afford it, because the terrible things that they're putting our money towards that we can afford. How about putting our money? And you know what? I have an idea. Someday we should be able to elect what our taxes go towards. And I would like to opt out of bombing other countries. And I would like to elect into paying for daycare or things like that.
We needed an app for that, surely.
We need a digital government system for that.
Yeah, the problem with tech is that it's dominated by men, and they're just making it do things that men, not all men. Sorry, before somebody screams at me in the comments. I'm just, you can see what the algorithm's doing. I don't need to tell you. But you do have a strong comedy career, so we don't need to worry about you having to embark on on being the press secretary. Where can everybody find your special? Where can everybody find your comedy? Shout out your socials.
Thank you so much. I'm on Instagram. That's the main one because I'm a millennial, elder millennial. My special is Shriller. It's on Apple TV. You can find it there. It's also on Spotify, Apple Music, all of that, if you want to listen in the car. I'm on Instagram at Kristen Toomey, TikTok at Kristen Toomey Chicago, and Threads. I get it all out on Threads. I haven't tweeted since 2019, so don't go on there.
Twitter was fun, actually. Last night, Twitter was fun. I only hop on Twitter when Republicans are having a bad day because that's when it's enjoyable. That's the best time to be there. So you can just come on back quarterly, if you will. Well, I'm glad that we had a chance to catch up. I hope I get to see you soon.
Please come home for a little bit and see us.
I think I might actually. I might do a little drop in next week. So
nice. Well, when we have more time, you should do a live pod from Chicago.
I like this idea. I like this. Everybody, we're going live, roaming the streets of Chicago, the hometown. I miss it so much. So, so I'll see you then, everybody. Until then, enjoy this good feeling of what hope feels like again. It's hope entering the body. Hope, originally brought to us by Chicago's own Obama. So let's keep the hope in the air, keep the hope alive. And I'll see y'all next week.